Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well in this quarantine period. This is a one shot revision video of chapter number 1 crop production and management of class 8 subject science. We will take the quick review of the chapter. We know that we require food for the energy and the food come from plants and animals. We will study about the first topic, that is crop. What do you mean by crop? The when the same type of plants are grown on a land on a large scale, then it is known as crop. In India there are two cropping patterns. First is kharif crop and second is rabi crops. The crops which are grown in the rainy season are known as kharif crop. They are grown from June to September, for example paddy and maize, soybean, etc. Rabi crops are the crops which are grown in winter season from October to March, for example gram, pea, mustard, linseed, etc. The various agricultural practices are carried by a farmer over a period of time so that they can cultivate the crops. These agricultural practices involve various steps, and the first step is preparation of soil. The preparation of the soil is the first step which is taken before growing the crop. In this step, the soil is first loosened. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is known as tilling and plowing. This loosening and turning of the soil helps in the growth of the earthworms and the microbes, that is useful microorganisms in the soil. These microorganisms add humus to the soil. When the soil is plowed or when the field is plowed, plowed the plowed field has a big pieces of the soil known as crumbs, which can be leveled with the help of leveler. This method is known as leveling. After that comes second method, sowing. Once the soil is prepared, the sowing of the seeds is to be done. The sowing, what do you mean by sowing? The placing of the seeds in the field or in the soil is known as sowing. Before sowing, the good quality seeds needs to be selected. The farmers are advised to use good and healthy seeds. They generally use HYV seeds, that is high yielding variety seeds. Whereas there are various methods of sowing. First is the traditional method. In this, traditional tool is used by a farmer which has a funnel shaped part. This funnel shaped part is filled with the seeds. The seeds pass down through the two or three pipes which has the sharp ends. This pipe is then pierced into the soil and the seed is placed in that space. Manual sowing. In the manual sowing, the seeds are nothing. The seeds are just scattered over the soil by the hand, and this process is known as broadcasting. Whereas another method is seed drill. The seed drill is a mechanical method which is used with the tractor. It is a long iron tube which has a funnel at the top. It is tied with the plot and the seeds are put into the funnel of the seed drill. These methods protect the seeds from the damage caused by the birds. It saves time and the labor also. Then the third practice is adding manure and the fertilizer. Once the seeds are sown, the nutrients needs to be supplied to the soil. Nutrients needs to be supplied to the plants. These nutrients can be supplied by the manures and the fertilizers so that the healthy growth of the plants takes place. Then what do you mean by manure? Manure is an organic substance which is obtained by the decomposition of plants and the animal wastes. These are generally prepared by the farmers in the farms with the help of composting method. Fertilizers are the chemical substance which are rich in the particular nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and they are manufactured in industries. So some of the examples of fertilizers are given over here. Now, but it is suggested that, or it is always considered that manures are used over fertilizers because of their more advantages. So advantages of manure over fertilizers are: manure enhance the water holding capacity of the soil. It also makes the soil porous so that the exchange of the gases takes taken by the root that are taking place by the roots becomes easy in the soil. It also improves the texture of the soil by adding humus to the soil. So there are various advantages of manure over fertilizers. After the manure and fertilizers are added to the soil, we need to supply water. The supply of water to the crops at the regular interval is known as irrigation. There are various sources of irrigation: wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, river, dams, canals, etc. There are various methods of irrigation: traditional methods and modern method. The traditional methods are the method in which the water is lifted from the various sources and supplied to the field. For example, moat, chain pump, Dekli, Rahat, etc. Whereas modern methods done on the automation, these includes two methods: sprinkler system and drip irrigation. Sprinkler systems consist of nozzles which are attached to the pipes. This rotating nozzles sprinkle water as if it is raining, so it is generally used in the sandy soil. And drip irrigation, the pipes are stretched to the field and water is supplied drop by drop, so it is best for the fruits and vegetables. Once the water is supplied and the nutrients are also given to the soil, to the plants, sometimes it happens that undesirable and unwanted plants naturally grow with our main crops, and these unwanted plants are known as weeds. These weeds, or we say unwanted plants, actually compete with our main crops for the nutrients, for water, for sunlight, for space, and many more factors. So because of that, un- because of that, the main crops does not grow properly and in healthy conditions, so the removal of the weeds is necessary. The process of removal of weed is known as weeding. It can be done by the various different methods. First is manual weeding. This is a manual method in which the weeds are removed from the crops by uprooting them and throwing away. It can be done with the help of trowel or khurpi also. And spraying weedicide is a chemical method in which the weedicides or herbicides like 2,4-D are sprayed in the fields, which kills the weeds, but they do not affect our main crops. After that comes, once the crops comes, the next topic is harvesting and threshing. Once our crops get matured and ripen, they turn into yellow and golden brown color. So then this is the time that when the crops should be cut. The cutting of the crops is known as harvesting. Harvesting can be done manually by sickle, or it can be done by machine called harvester. Harvested crop is then dried, and then animals such as bullocks, buffaloes are made to walk over it. Because of this, the husk, that is the cover of the seed, gets separated from the grains. The grains separated from the chaff are separated from the chaff with the help of vein. This method is known as winning. The whole process of the separation of grains from the harvested crop is known as threshing. There are big farmers which use a machine known as combine, which this combine machine is a machine actually does the work of harvester as well as thresher. There are various special festivals which are associated with the harvest season. For example, Pongal, Baisakhi, Holi, Diwali, Bihu, and so on. Once the crops are harvested and threshed, they are dried in the open field. Now, because it is the time to store the grains, so the grains after threshing are dried into the open field so that the moisture from the grains can be removed, because the moisture allows the growth of the microorganisms and the microbes in the grains which can damage in the soils. So it is necessary to dry the crops grains before they are stored. These dried grains are then stored in the gunny bags, these gunny bags are then kept in the cemented halls, ventilated halls known as godowns. Farmers generally keep these dried grains in the jute bags, metallic bins, or mud beans. On a large scale, these grains are then stored in silos and granaries. When the grains are stored on a large scale, the specific treatments are given so that to protect from pests and microorganisms. So these were the agricultural practices. First was preparation of the soil, second was sowing, then third was adding manure. Fourth was irrigation. After that, we studied about weeding methods. Then we studied about harvesting and threshing, and then finally storage. Now we will study about animal husbandry. We know that we not only get food from plants but also from animals. So to obtain the food from animals, the animals are reared where they are provided with the proper food and shelter. When this is done on large scale, it is known as animal husbandry. In southern regions of India, fishes are also cultured because they are the cheapest and the richest source of protein. The practice of culturing the fish is known as pisciculture. Now we have completed with the revision of whole chapter. This is a flowchart of the chapter which will help you to this will help you to revise the chapter properly.